Rocket Girl vs. Kid Squid, Episode 1, The Mural. A security guard walked through the Metro City Art Museum one night.
I love my job,
She said.
I get to look at all these wonderful paintings.
She walked into a gallery and gasped.
Somebody sprayed paint all over the walls!
She heard footsteps and spun around. A dark figure rushed toward her.
This is a fun project,
Mara said. Roxy and her friends were in downtown Metro City. Their art class was painting a mural on a building. Terrell mixed a dark green color. He dipped his brush in the paint. Then he painted a tree.
That tree looks great, Terrell.
Roxy said. She was working on an area of sky. Mara stepped back and looked at the mural.
I think I'll add some birds to that sky.
Watch this!
Jack was standing in front of a blank area of the wall. He swung his brush. Drops of paint flew off the brush. They splattered across the wall. Terrell laughed. Jack dipped his brush in a different color. He splattered the wall again. Drips of paint zigzagged all over the wall. Mara frowned.
You're ruining the mural, Jack. I wish you'd take this seriously.
Roxy looked at the mess Jack had made.
You know what, Jack? I kind of like it.
Mara raised an eyebrow.
Really?
Mr. Barnes, the art teacher, walked over.
Uh-oh.
Jack put down his brush. Mr. Barnes folded his arms across his chest. He stared at the wall. Terrell whispered to Jack.
You're in big trouble.
For a moment, Mr. Barnes was silent. Then he said,
I like this.
Really?
Terrell said.
Isn't it just a mess?
Mara asked. Mr. Barnes smiled.
No, it's abstract art.
Jack scratched his head.
It is?
Yes.
Mr. Barnes said.
It doesn't look like anything from real life, but it has lots of action.
Mr. Barnes hurried away to help another student. Terrell looked at Jack's painting.
It does have action.
He said. Then he grinned at Roxy.
I know who could make really cool paintings.
Roxy rolled her eyes.
Terrell, Rocket Girl isn't an artist.
Terrell shrugged. Roxy's watch beeped. She stepped away from her friends.
Mayor Bloom,
Roxy whispered.
what's wrong?
I need your help, Rocket Girl.
The mayor said.
A vandal broke into the Metro City Art Museum last night. The vandal sprayed paint all over the place.
Don't worry, Mayor.
Roxy said.
I'm on my way.
Rocket Girl vs. Kid Squid, Episode 2, Paint Splatters. Roxy hurried over to Terrell.
I've gotta go.
She whispered.
A vandal sprayed paint inside the Metro City Art Museum.
Good luck.
Terrell whispered. Mr. Barnes was still helping another student.
I'll be right back, Mr. Barnes.
Roxy called.
I need to clean my brush.
Wait, Roxy!
The teacher called.
You can do that here!
But Roxy was already gone. Roxy arrived at the art museum. She found Detective Smith inside. He was talking to a security guard and taking notes. The guard was covered in paint. Roxy saw paint splatters on the walls, but the paintings all looked okay.
Hi, Detective.
Roxy smiled.
Did your pen explode on this security guard?
Detective Smith groaned.
No, Rocket Girl, my pen did not explode.
The guard frowned at Roxy.
This isn't funny, Rocket Girl. I might need a whole new uniform.
Roxy held up her hands.
Okay. I won't make any more jokes. Did you get a look at the vandal?
The security guard shook her head.
It was too dark to see much. but the vandal had lots of arms.
Detective Smith looked confused.
Lots of arms?
Yes, like an octopus.
The guard looked scared.
That's odd.
Detective Smith said. Roxy went over to one of the paint splatters. She looked closely at it. The detective and the guard walked over.
The vandal must really hate art,
Detective Smith said.
I don't think so, Detective.
Roxy said.
The vandal sprayed paint on all the walls. But look around. None of the paintings were damaged.
Huh,
The guard said.
you're right.
Roxy tilted her head.
These splatters actually look pretty cool.
Detective Smith tapped his chin.
Maybe the vandal is an artist.
Look!
The security guard pointed to the bottom of a splatter.
Somebody signed the wall.
Roxy looked at the wall. Kid Squid was written there.
Have you ever heard of Kid Squid, Detective?
Roxy asked. Detective Smith shook his head. Just then, his phone rang.
Hello? Oh no, we're on our way.
Detective Smith turned to Roxy.
The vandal is in an art gallery down the street.
Roxy and Detective Smith hurried down the street. People stood outside the art gallery.
There's a squid in my art gallery,
The owner said. A man wiped paint from his face. The squid is making a huge mess inside. Detective Smith threw open the gallery's door. Splat! He stumbled backward, covered in blue paint.